Fancy seeing you here. Good morning. You're on the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun speaking. Hello, YouTube. Decided to wear this hat that I don't ever wear because it doesn't fit, but who cares? It's not like I'm going anywhere. Good morning. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. Shout out to Shannon Smith for buying me the biggest French press of all time. I can have more coffee than ever before. What a day. What a day. And I do have water. Robin Miners, good morning. I have cold water. I guess I've had cold water this whole time. Turning it to the hot setting and trying to get the water to come out. I thought that the cold water would just come out, but apparently that's not how it works. You actually have to turn the faucet to cold, and then the cold water comes out. So I'm a little bit slow, but the maintenance guy came over and told me that. The hot water was supposed to be fixed last night. It's not. I checked. So the fact that I have some water makes me happy enough to let it go. I was able to do dishes and all kinds of stuff. So I was able to shower. I was able to do literally everything that I wasn't doing because I thought that I couldn't. So cold water's fine. I'm sure they'll fix the hot water. I'm not going to make a stink about it. I'm pretty easy, you know? Although if I didn't have any water today, we were going to be having the conversation of like escrow or just I'm not paying you guys until you fix it. I'm not paying for the days that I didn't have water. I said that to them yesterday when I went in there before I knew about the cold water, and they said to me, that's fine. It's just the water's such a small fee. I'm sure that's fine. And I didn't respond because she had also just said that it should be fixed tonight. What I said was, well, if it's fixed tonight, it's not worth having the conversation, because my response to that is it's not about the water utility. It's about quality of life. I'm paying you for a place to live my life. And I can't do that if I can't shower, if I don't have water, that's in the lease or whatever. So, but anyways, there is water, and that fixes it for me. I will obviously want hot water, but I'm not going to make a stink over not having it if I have cold water. So there's that. No more walking down the street with jugs of water. Water is very important. Myers Girl, let's do some roll call. Myers Girl, good morning. Shannon Smith, Robin Miners, Tina Marie, Fancy Nancy, TKK, Shannon Smith, Scooby Lee, I Live For Now. What is going on, everyone? Tina Marie, ASAP Lizzie, Tommy Bird, missed you, man. Welcome back. How you doing? How is this morning treating you? Love the shirt, Spanx, and the hat. Thanks. Yeah, I figured we'll have it like just a little bit cocked to the side, like a fancy movie or something. This is a fancy movie. Good morning, beautiful people of the boat. Did I miss anyone? Roberta, hello. Mrs. G. Mocked? Yo. I did not read the link you sent. Was that in here or in the email, Robin? Millie the Dandelion, cup of coffee. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about confronting traumatic memories today. I read a sweet post from Jordan Peterson yesterday, and it was very thought-provoking. And I know we've talked about this before, but he reinvigorated me to talk about it again. So he had some interesting stuff to say. I feel better than yesterday, says ASAP Lizzie, which is good. Good night of sleep always helps. I tell you what, I got a decent night of sleep last night. I could have slept another hour, but it's my fault for not going to bed on time. Oh, attendance rights in Arizona. I saw the email. I have not read it yet. I've been yesterday was one of the hardest days I've had in recent memory. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Yesterday was like shooting fish in a barrel, and I was the fish. You know what I mean? I was just easy pickings for I was a sad boy yesterday for sure. But we got through it. Luckily, I'm an expert navigator, so just navigated out of those treacherous waters. Hey, Body Illusion, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Tommy Bird says, I used to have quality of life, not getting along with certain people in mine at the moment. I am sorry to hear that, brother. I'm going to keep you in my thoughts and prayers, my guy. I'm sure that my dad said to me yesterday, I told him how I was feeling. He said, "This too shall pass." I said, "I know, but it still sucks right now, you know?" And he was like, "Well, you know, it is what it is." Um, so yeah, man, keep fighting the good fight. You're a good man. I'm sure that you're going to come out the other side stronger and better than before. Carol Stewart, hi everybody. I don't know if I'm ready for this one. Deep breaths. Hi mods. All right, Calhoun. Hope you're well. I'm doing great. Doing great today. Feel a lot better. I haven't had to eat anything yet, so we'll see how that goes. It's quite depressing that I can't eat the food that I want to eat, and it's like I can, but do I want to sit here and chew with my front teeth and like get stuff stuck in my teeth? And like eating is like the saddest activity for me now, and it used to be my favorite thing. And pretty unhappy about it. Pretty sad about it. But you know what? I did this to myself, and I can't escape it. So I'm just gonna have to live with it. Nicola E, good morning. Shannon, I felt it. I felt the prayers for sure. They were coming in hot, and it definitely worked out. And Jake was there to hang out with me and listen to my sadness, which was really cool. And then we hung out and did some fun stuff together. So that was good. It was good. I did, you know, I social activity. I phoned a friend, right? I called my five. I called my dad. Talked to Jake, and then I journaled about it, right? So that brings me right into the topic today. Trauma. Traumatic memories have a way of repeating themselves. Traumatic memories have like a way of like lodging themselves in our brains, and then we can't get rid of them sometimes, and then we wonder why. And I'm here to tell you that what's going on when that happens is your brain has an alarm system. When we feel undermined, or what was the word? What was the word that he used? When we feel undermined, or it'll come back to me later. An alarm system goes off in your brain. It's about the reward system, like we talk about all the time. You know, this is good, this is bad, so that I remember next time not to put myself in that situation, or next time let's get twice as much. That was great. You know what I mean? So your brain is learning how to move through the world. You're mapping out situations, people, whatever, what's good, what's bad, and remembering it. That's what that system in your brain is. So when you're feeling undermined, when you have these traumatic memories come up of times when humiliation, that's the word I was looking for. When you have memories come up of humiliation or traumatic events, what's happening is that alarm system's going off. Now, it might be misinterpreting the situation, but the alarm system doesn't speak English. It speaks in binary. It speaks in emotions. It speaks in like the language of your mind and body. So what we do, running from these memories popping up, like kind of sweeping them aside, because like, oh, I don't want to look at that. That was embarrassing. I don't like that. You know, I'm not my proudest moment. Let's just not relive that right now. That's going to make the alarm system go off more. That's going to make it be louder. That's going to make it be more constant. Because again, your alarm system does not speak that language. It doesn't know what you're trying to say. It doesn't know. It's not, you know, it just knows that something's wrong. So what we do is we look our trauma in the eyes. We have to walk through the fire to come out the other side unscathed. If that makes any sense at all. I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but that is what we do. And that's also why my thumbnail is eyeballs, because you just got to look that memory right in the face and move forward through adversity. The willingness is the key here. The willingness to move forward through adversity when the chips are down, what have you, no matter what's going on. You can find that willingness within yourself, look that trauma in the eye and just walk right through it, walk right past it. You know what I mean? This happened. I accept this, but it doesn't define me moving forward. And that is how we handle these things. I still have to do this all the time. When we talk about traumatic memories, sometimes I think that I've done it all. And then like memories I didn't know that I still had come back. And it's like I'm uncovering like the memories that I've dealt with were sitting firmly on top of other memories and covering them up so I couldn't see. I didn't know they were there. So it's like a constant process. It's definitely like a marathon. It's not a race, right? So it's interesting. It's very interesting. Whenever those memories come up, sometimes they'll come up in a bad position, like I'm at work, right? Or I'm I'm at the function with my friends. And honestly, the best course of action is to just take a moment, man, and confront it anyways, right? You can do all of this within your head, within your heart. It might take 60 seconds. Maybe it takes a few minutes, right? But it's in those kinds of situations, it's tempting to put it off to later, which, it's not going to be the end of the world if you go handle it later. But can you recall that memory with the snap of your fingers? I'm a big fan of just handling it as it happens. It's better. It's more effective. And I don't have to wonder. I just, it comes up, I handle it. It comes up, I handle it. That's my response. You know what I mean? Rather than the old response. Now we're talking about contrary action. The old response was to run from it, to sweep it aside, to I don't want to admit that this was real kind of thing. Mock says, I survived experiencing it. I can survive processing it in a safer space. Yo, that's powerful. Izzy E, I see you. Good morning. Hope this message finds you well. Also, Yadira, good morning. Mocked. I survived experiencing it. I can survive processing it in a safer space. Through that lens, it seems like what's the word? Like a no-brainer. When you put it like that, it seems quite powerful, doesn't it, Mocked? Quite powerful. Thank you for putting that up. I'm going to pin that sucker. Oh, I can't from this. Okay, let's go over here. I wonder if I could have two cameras. I bet you I can, right? Dad has two cameras. What if I put a camera over here? And then no matter what, I'm looking at a camera. That would be a little silly. It would be a little silly. It would be hilarious, though. I'm all for it. Piper, good day, Spanx. Oops. I pressed a button on my mouse and I don't know what it does. I think it's fine. Good day, Spanx. So proud of you and your dad. Both have been through so much. And you're here helping so many, me included. Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's, way back when I wouldn't have, seen this coming. But now it makes total sense that this is perfect for me, right? This is perfect for my dad. This is his redemption. This is his redemption arc. You know what I mean? It's the final arc of One Piece over here. And he's going for it. I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty proud of him. And I'm just humbled and grateful that, this is a 1 in a million. If you were to talk to a fortune teller, do you think they would have said this was going to happen? You know what I mean? This seems so wild. My dad's going to actually turn it around after all of that, I always thought that he would, but in reality, the statistics said that he wouldn't. You know what I mean? So I always was pulling for him, but this, what we are doing now is far beyond my wildest dreams. And it's amazing. And the fact that it's effective, the fact that you guys love it, that I'm helping people humbles the crap out of me. It makes me want to cry in the morning. We're not going to do that. 180, Adira. That's right. He did that about face and just marched off into the sunset. I'm pretty stoked. I'm proud of him. My dad's the man. Love you, Dad. Quite the legacy. Look at this. Praise him. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. He's pretty cool, though. Kathy Kuhn, good to see you. Susan P. ASAP Lizzie Mock. I like that a lot. Adding it to that which doesn't kill us makes us stronger. That's a good one, too. That one's a classic. Izzy E says, I have a bad sinus infection. My heart has been pounding in my face for the last 2 days. Oh, my Lord. Just resting and waiting it out. Are you taking anything for that? If it doesn't get better, you might need help. I don't know. Just concerned. I don't like sinus infections, but I'm sure you've got it. You're a strong, independent young lady. I'm sure you've got this. Carantha, good morning, everyone. Woke up early. I don't think I've ever said hello to you. Welcome in. Good to see you. Lori Abs, hello, hello. Did I see Ben Bacon Bits, the curator of Bacon Bits Incorporated? I always find it so crazy, says Kathy Kewen, that even my happiest memories when my kids were little are at the same time painful AF, like a dagger in my heart, because I want to do it over and do it better. I tell you what, and that sentiment can be tricky, Kathy. I can relate with that, wanting to do it again, wanting to do it over. But that sentiment is going to keep you in a position where you can't leave this trauma behind. And the reason that is because you're focused on the past, wanting to do it over, right? And I understand it's painful, but and maybe it's and let me take a sidestep real quick. Sometimes I feel like I need to experience the emotions, right? I don't need to just walk through it and leave it behind or whatever, right? What I need to do is really absorb that so I can be better, so I can do better, right? Obviously, in your situation, it's there's no time machines, right? So it's a little bit different, but there is still lessons to glean from this occurrence, right? There's still a better version of you on the other side of walking through this thing, right? So maybe it's not super important that you walk through it, but if these memories are coming up all the time and it's really hurting you like a dagger in the heart, it might be time to look it in the face and accept that it is what it is, and we get to move forward and do our best now, right? I think that switch of thoughts will feel like way different. You'll feel the difference, is what I'm trying to say. And it's just a suggestion. You can do your thing, right? I support you, Kathy. I think that you've got a good head on your shoulders, right? But that's my suggestion and my thoughts on that. Thank you for sharing. Any chance you could do some night boats? Absolutely. In fact, my dad and I were talking about that yesterday. No, no official, no official stuff yet, but keep an eye out. I may pop in the evening. It's getting to the point where I could definitely do 2 of these, but we'll see. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna do some baby steps. I definitely don't want to burn out. I go through these waves of like I'm doing really like I feel really comfortable doing the boat, and then I'll like go back down and feel like I'm dropping the ball. And I just want to make sure I'm solid as heck. I might feel solid right now, but what am I going to feel like next week, right? So let's just. I may pop in with the Admiral though for sure. That's what we were talking about. I might just guest star. I might just be featured on the Admiral's new hit single. Wow, I'm way up in chat. This is insane. Holy crap. I'm not paying attention, people. I'm going to start scrolling and reading, so give me just a minute. Sassy Savage, good morning. Good to see you. My dreams feel like a parallel life. I don't recognize faces, but know some of the energies from this life. It's crazy. I always go to the same places at different times. I wake missing them. I can relate with this so much, Sassy Savage. And when I was younger, it would happen a whole lot more. I think that what I've done to my body and my brain might have changed the way all of that works for me, which is a tragedy. But I have a similar sentiment. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with dreams, but I don't think they are all created equal, if you know what I'm saying. Look at you, dream walking. Great topic, cooking with the grandma. Good morning, good to see you. Yesterday I was walking down Main Street and a car honked its horn and I had a panic attack. It brought me back to when I got hit by a car when I was walking drunk. It took me a minute to come back. Oh my Lord, that sounds terrifying. I can only imagine. Well, I'm glad you didn't get hit today or yesterday. It was just a random honk, huh? Just triggering the crap out of you. Oh man, I'm so sorry. We made it though. We made it through, right? Now we're here. Dale Cox, hey everyone. I'm mad this morning. Tried to call post office, won't answer. Those jerks. Don't you hate it when like a business has a phone, but they seem to not want to use it for some reason? Or like it's always busy, like someone just walked over and left it off the hook. They're like, I'm not dealing with that today. I hate that. It bothers me. Good luck with that, Dale. Let me know how it goes. Love Mama Bear. Hello, hello. Ones for anyone who needs it. I am with that. I'm going to put some ones up as well. Surviving together. Morning all. Finally have an almost empty house and an off day. So I'm deep cleaning and everything. I'm doing a deep cleaning part. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to drink this coffee slower. What's going on here? That's what I was talking about yesterday, right there. That little experience right there. I'm not a big fan of. I lost my place too. Oh, part two, deep cleaning. So I still don't have hot water, but I think I can. Think I can clean the floors with cold water. We'll see. I might be able to get the water a little warm. Yesterday, it did seem to come out a little warm at times. So we'll see about that. I could also just boil water now that I have water, right? So I'm gonna do the floors and the bathroom, I think, and then maybe I'll go do laundry. So the other side of the complex does have hot water, so maybe I'll do laundry over there, and then I will have like literally no reason to be sad except for my teeth, I guess. But who wants to be sad? Not me. Please hold. Ugh. I was like, my AC's on, but it's not on. I guess the thermostat needed to be pushed down. It's hot in here, dudes. Dudes and dudettes, it's hot in here. Carol Stewart says, if your dad changed everything and you're changing, I'm going to try. That's all I can say. And Tommy Bird, that is strange. I did not see what Tommy Bird said, but I'll take your word for it that it was strange. Or what could I have done differently, says ASAP Lizzie. If I knew then, what I know now? Absolutely, right? And that's kind of the thing. Like we take that, like now I know, into the future, because we can't take it into the past, right? But we can take it into the present moment and the future. Kristen Melinda, good to see you. Welcome in. Glad you made it. Obviously, I've realized that all I have is today, says Kathy, and I'm a great mom today, and even better, Nana. Good. Well, that's awesome. You're doing it. You're doing the thing. Carantha, I've somehow lost 20 pounds, not even trying. That's interesting. Is that a good thing? Is that what we want? When I lose 20 pounds, it's not a good thing. If I lost 20 pounds, I would be in a bad way. Imagine me at 130, high school. I wasn't 130. I was 130 freshman year. I was like 120 something freshman year. Don't think with your mouth open, Michael. Fancy Nancy says, I had a dream about some trauma I've been through. I woke up in a bad mood. This might be a great opportunity to look right at it and say, I see you. We're going to move forward, right? We're going to walk right through that fire. Your son started trauma therapy this week. Congratulations. I'm really glad. That's good. That is good. Robbed at gunpoint, huh? Wasn't my dad robbed at gunpoint a few years ago? Didn't some homeless guy take his watch and his wallet? I feel like I remember that. I'm not imagining that, right? What is up with the robbed at gunpoint stuff? Wow. I think I might just have to skip all the way to the bottom. I'm not making quick progress. You guys are moving faster than I'm moving. Oh, sweet. So it is going to the right address, Dale. That's awesome. I was a little nervous, but I was like, well, I've got plenty of tubes. Let's send this off. Instead of screwing around more, let's get this thing on the road and see if it works, right? So that's good. That's what I want to hear right there. Reconnecting. Good to see you. What a great name. What a great name. Loving the tie-dye. Thank you, Nicola. Good to see you, Nicola. Looks like most of my wardrobe. I dress like a colorful fairy, but today I have a black vest top on. I tell you what, I'm either like really dark colors, or I'm wearing like my old construction shirts because I don't care, or I'm wearing black. It's I really get around with the color schemes. I tell you what, I do. I'm a huge fan of black, although I like the idea of black. I don't necessarily like how I look in all black. I don't know. I don't know. Complicated. Very complicated. I like black though. I like black a lot. Trauma nightmares hit me so hard when least expected, says Piper. Then I'm bummed for days. Anxiety and hyper aware. Thankfully, it isn't night after night or every month. Nightmares. See, this is a topic, the nightmare part is something that I don't have a ton of experience with. This is something that my dad's quite an expert on, right? He's got that one recurring dream, and the only way that he can get rid of it, I guess, is, and he's tried everything, is to eat weed gummies. So I wish I had more insight into nightmares than he does, but I do not think that I do. You know, and well, maybe I do though. Let's try. Let's try and extrapolate on his situation, right? So his thing is he witnessed an event. He witnessed a death, basically, and like didn't do anything about it, right? Which, if he had done anything, he wouldn't be here today, right? He would be dead, like literally cut and dry, black and white. There's no other way about it, right? So he made the right move, but within himself, like when that memory comes up, that's not how he feels. When that memory comes up, he feels like he made a mistake. When that memory comes up, he feels like he should have said something regardless. He should have sacrificed his life. Maybe not in these terms, right? But when you take the emotion and then transfer it into what that means in reality, he would have traded his life for this other person, and this other person probably would have died anyways, right? I don't know if you guys are privy with the sitch, but was a really, really small guy in prison. You know what I mean? And he was cellmates with a large murderer, you know? So, I mean, what are you going to do, right? So I honestly, and maybe I'm wrong. I've been known to be wrong. But I think that if my dad actually felt like he did the right thing, if he actually could stand on that ground and like stand firm and feel good about it, I think those nightmares would go away. And I'm not an expert. I could be wrong. Maybe he's already done this. Often I will have thoughts like this and I'll tell my dad, I'll be like, hey, have you thought about this? And he'll be like, Spanx, I've been through that this many times, you know? And so maybe I'm wrong, you know? I don't like being wrong, but I will admit that it happens. But I honestly think that he hasn't handled this. I think that he struggles, and I don't think it's an unwillingness, right? I think that it's just really, really hard, right? Like when your moral standing is what his is, and then something like that happens, like that's gonna screw with you, right? Like it literally goes against his entire code to not help that person. But he had things that he wanted to get back to. He had dreams that he wanted to see fulfilled, right? He had a whole redemption character arc to get through, right? So he had to make it out. So, you know, through that lens, I think that he made the right move, but I think that's also why it torments him. I know that was a huge, long answer that may or may not have been helpful, Piper, but I hope that it was. Shannon Smith, have bleach? ? Yes, I do. I actually have quite a slew of cleaning products. I'm prepared. I am prepared. I could just do like a cap full of bleach with like a rag and in a big old bucket of water. You know, we could like literally go that route. That's a good thought. That is a great thought, Shannon. Thank you for that. I do have a kettle, Nicola. That's what I how I do the French press. Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder. Oh, Lucy had a pitcher that you would fill up and then set on a base and hit a button and it would boil it. She had like a fancy kettle. It was like, I was like, how did we do it back in the day? Because I've never had a tea kettle before, but now I do. I mean, I've had this one for a while, right? But it's the first one. All right, let's see if I can try and catch up here. Shay99999. Is there 2 boat channels? No, there are 2 boat proprietors. There's the Admiral and the Captain. And the Admiral is my dad. Used to mop with cold water and Mr. Clean. Interesting. Well, maybe I'll friggin' do that, dude. Who knows? I've got the Pine Sol today is what I've got. So I need to be careful I don't use too much because it'll get sticky, right? But if I use like the right amount, it should be nice. And then it shouldn't smell terrible in here like bleach. I can't stand the scent of bleach, but I can deal with some Pine Sol. Ben Bacon Bix working on that smut. It is definitely one of those days, ASAP Lizzie. This is my first hot pepper tincture, says Dale, and is made with a lot of chocolate pods, 50-year-old shine. Oh my. It is going to knock me over, dude. And hey, Dale, for the people that aren't super familiar, will you explain? And maybe this isn't the place to do that because it's probably a lot of typing. So feel free to say no. But if you can, if you want to, would you explain how the shine has anything to do with the tincture, so we don't confuse people? Because from my understanding, it's just the process of creating the tincture. It's not like you're going to catch a buzz off of moonshine, right? In the tincture. That's not how it works. It's kind of like making dabs. If you're familiar, you can use butane, you can use a lot of different, but you use this as a solvent, right? You use the shine as a solvent and that's where I get lost. I don't know how to explain it because I don't really know how it works. But from my understanding, the shine is only used as a tool to process the material, right? It's not necessarily an alcohol content kind of deal, right? Yeah, the Admiral, Shay, comes on in the evenings, and I do the mornings. But sometimes we mix it up. Sometimes we do shows together. Sometimes we trade places. Sometimes we go traveling and do impromptu middle of the day stuff. You never know. But there's always a morning show and there's always an evening show. 7 o'clock Pacific, AM and PM. Every day. When confronting traumatic memories involving PTSD. So this is something I would say definitely consult a doctor, right? I don't know much about PTSD. And I would hate to, like, I don't know, pretend that I do or something and then really, really hurt somebody. So as far as that goes, I think that's something for an actual medical professional or an actual therapist. Shannon, I wish that I had the confidence to talk to you about this, but I don't. I think PTSD might be different than what I experience, right? So that's something I don't have experience with, and so I don't have any experience to share. Shay for short. Yes, ma'am. I got you. Thank you for telling me. Cooking with Grandma has such beautiful things to say today. The feeling of belonging to this crew always keeps me going forward. I'm no longer alone on this journey. So once again, thank you for being here for this old gal. It is my pleasure. I'm so happy that that's the kind of effect that we're having on your life, Grandma. And yeah, I love you. I think this is great. This is awesome. This is literally melting me. I don't even know what to say. Deaudrey Gore, when did this happen? Oh, this is probably in response to me. Okay, I'm actually just going to skip to the bottom, and I'm sorry if I missed a bunch of stuff, guys. But I will never catch up if I don't. Ooh, I saw something. New member. Oh, became a new member level. Puka Vista. Good to see you. See, that's what happens when I scroll to the bottom. I start to see people that I didn't know were here. Okay, I'm going to catch up. I'm catching up. Flick Fox, I see you. Jen, hello, hello. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hey, I want to ask you something, Miss Sunrise Dawn. When I start going live in the morning, are you already live or do you end at 7? Because I noticed that you're live right before I go live. In fact, sometimes I'll watch while, what am I trying to say? Sometimes I'll watch while I'm getting ready just to get my head in the game. but I never know because I always, I start my show when I start my show. I never know if I'm cutting you off or not. I mean, I guess that's the wrong way to look at it, right? Because we're all doing this thing together. But just was curious. I saw that again today, and I was like, I wonder if I'm stepping on her toes. I don't want to. My mother got off Wellbutrin, so I can ask her, but I don't. I have no experience with it. Isn't a kettle a basic need? It friggin' is now. You know what I mean? If it wasn't before, it is now. Oh, that's what it's called. Yeah, Lucy had the electric kettle. That's right, ASAP. Surviving together seems to have your remedy, Shannon. Thank you very much for that. The ripples are the best. The ripples are amazing. They're out here doing the Lord's work. I say that because I think it's a funny statement. They're out here doing like good works. So that's the point. They're out here doing good works. RSM, hello, hello. Lavender Bridges. Hey, Smanx. What's going on? I thought I was to the bottom. I wasn't. This is amazing. There's so much to read. Beta, what's going on? Okay, I'm at the bottom. Guess what I found out? Son found out they're having a third daughter. That's 3 granddaughters in 3 years. I raised boys. So these little girls are so fun. Heck yeah, Sassy. Let's go. Congratulations. Congratulations. Family's getting just a little bigger. No, don't be sorry, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I was just trying to make sure I wasn't being inconsiderate. You know what I mean? Because I care about you. Not stepping on your toes. I usually only do about an hour. Okay, I just wanted to check in with you. Yeah, don't be sorry. It's all good. Because it's really easy for me to switch things up. I could do whatever I want. I'm the captain, so we can do it like 15 minutes later, 30 minutes later. We can do it earlier. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, there are factors that matter, right? But in the grand scheme, I think that it all evens out as long as we're doing it consistently at the same time, right? As long as we're not like random all over the place and people don't know when to catch us, I think that it's no matter what, it's probably fine. The limit does not exist. What is that from? Oh, it's killing me. I'm gonna look it up if maybe I will just look it up. I can act like I know. The limit does not exist. I swear I've heard this a million times. Oh, Mean Girls. That's right. That's so funny. The limit does not exist. Wow. I love that movie. Not gonna lie. Do you like your muffin buttered? Would you like us to assign someone to butter your muffin for you? My dad basically invented toaster strudel. Toaster strudels are like the most delicious breakfast thing of all time, but not very nutritious. It's basically sugar and carbs, right? Which is carbs. It's just sugar. It's just sugar. But I had to stop buying toaster strudel because I will literally eat them all in one day. That's how much I like them. All right, what else do I have to say here? Stop trying to make fetch happen. That's hilarious. It's never going to happen. I do like buttered muffins as well. And if we could assign someone to butter it for me, I'd be down, Just kidding. You had me at butter. Oh my. Pop-Tarts are pretty darn good. Crazy good, The captain is so fetch. What was I? There's some other things I have to say, I'm sure. Yeah, yesterday was really rough. Maybe this means nothing, but also maybe it means everything. So after having my conversation with the office yesterday morning after our stream, um, that lady in the office is the nicest. I love her. Emily's always the best. She's literally the best. She's just so nice, and she's just willing to help and wants to help and blah blah blah, right? So, anyways, what was I trying to say? She was like, "Do you want me to like let you into a vacant apartment so you can shower?" I was like, "Heck yeah, dude!" So she did, and I went over to this other apartment that was unfurnished, whatever, and it was a different layout than mine. It was like smaller, and it had some carpet, which mine doesn't have, and then like the kitchen was where the bedroom is. So the sliding door was in the kitchen, which is way better than in the bedroom, by the way. So like there were some things about it that were way cool, and I really liked it. It felt nice. You walk out your front door, the pool's right in front of you. It was a cool spot. Also on the second floor. That being said, I don't know if it felt better over there because I have never been in there, or if like because there wasn't people screaming on every single side of me in that building. I don't know if everybody who lives here screams, if those people were just at work when I was over there. But I have to say, the grass always seems greener. You know what I mean? Even with a smaller place, I was starting to think to myself, maybe I should just ask them if I can move into this one. I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely not going to do that. But there was also a moment yesterday where literally every single one of my neighbors was screaming at the same time. Like the most ridiculous sounds happening, dude. I don't know how these people live, but they're not living well. I tell you what. And I wish them the best. Okay. Anyways, I saw something important up here. I'm getting sidetracked. Kathy Kewen says, "I just got on Wellbutrin. Is that a bad thing? God knows I don't have any more recoveries in me." I don't think that's a bad thing at all. From what I understand, Wellbutrin is regarded very highly, especially in the community of recovery. I would definitely get a second, third opinion. I would, I don't know, maybe ask my dad as well. He probably knows more about it. But my mother speaks highly of Wellbutrin. My dad speaks highly of Wellbutrin. I mean, what it really comes down to is it working for you, right? What's the purpose of it? Why are you on it? And is it being successful? Is it being effective? That's what it comes down to. Are you experiencing negative side effects, right? That's another thing. And are they manageable, right? Is it worth managing? Does the good outweigh the bad? Because from my experience, there's always a negative side effect, right? It never just is perfect. It doesn't work like that. Spanx water, how is it? I have cold water, and I guess I've had cold water the whole time, Ben. By the way, Kathy, thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate you. I hope that you can get the answers to that question. I don't think that's a bad thing. I wouldn't be worried about it. Wellbutrin's not like it's nothing crazy. My dad definitely knows more about it. What was I saying? Ben Bacon Bits, I have cold water, and I guess I've had cold water the whole time, dude. I'm just a little slow on the uptake. The maintenance guy came over. He said, "You have no water?" I was like, "I got no water, dude. Not even cold." He came in. He was like, "Try the faucet." And he like tried the faucet and it worked. I was like, "Oh, I guess you just have to turn it to cold." My bad. Because I had it on hot. I thought the cold water would just come out the hot side. That's not how it works. My logic is undeniable. That is a good movie, Yadira. I love that movie. Although I haven't watched a Will Smith movie in a long time. I wonder how well they have aged. Spanx, I'm going to dive head deep into dream walking today. Never heard that term, and now I need to know everything. There are lots. There's lots. Look into astral projection. Be careful. This is like not necessarily a safe thing to do if you don't know what you're doing. There are times when I'll wake up in the morning and I feel like wherever I was in my dream, I feel like I'm still there. Like part of me is not here, it's hard to describe, but you definitely don't want to walk into something that you don't understand because it can affect you greatly. So definitely do some research, right? It's a great read. It's a great dive. It's one of my favorite deep dives. It's one of those deep dives you can come back to over and over again. There's always more to learn, but I'm somewhat of a dream walker myself, and it's scary sometimes, dude. You find yourself in really unfamiliar places. It feels really, really real. Another thing I'll say is if you keep a dream journal, your dreams will evolve. They will become way more vivid, way deeper. You'll remember more of them. It's like training a muscle. It's like working out, but it's not, you're not doing bicep curls. You're writing your dreams down. So, I've talked about the family Christmas dream before, the dreaded family Christmas dream. I don't do a dream journal anymore because of that. It was like, I think I didn't even make it a week. I probably made it like 3 or 4 days, but on the third or fourth night, I had this dream that rocked me to my core. It was like the most traumatic, trauma-filled dream of all time. And it wasn't necessarily a nightmare. It was just like everything that was going wrong in my life, all the mistakes that I was making at the time looked me right in the face. And they were wearing the face of my sister. And they were like, I'm disappointed in you. So anyways, you can dive deeper by writing your dreams down in the morning. Just whatever you remember, right? If you don't remember all of it, that's fine. And you probably won't remember all of it. But the longer you wait after opening your eyes, the more of the dream is forgotten. So as soon as I wake up, I'll grab my journal right by my bedside if I'm doing a dream journal, and I'll start writing it down immediately, because I know is every second I'm waiting to write it down, I'm losing information. But doing this will inevitably make your dreams more vivid. You'll remember more, if not all of them, and they'll get deeper, right? Just be a little careful. If that's something that you are interested in, I would highly recommend keeping a dream journal. But again, I think that dreams have a lot to do with our subconscious thoughts and feelings. I think that if I'm not walking the path that I should be walking, my dreams are going to tell me that. And I might not like how that feels, especially in that state, right? In the dream state. So there's that. I'm glad that you're into it. I'm super duper into it as well. Just started Strattera. A little worried. Strattera is non-narcotic. So I've done Strattera. I think you'll be all right, Puka. The key with that is, like, after you've given it time to build up, right? Because they say you can't just take it and feel the difference, right? You have to like take it for a little while to feel the difference. The important thing is, Puka Vista, is it doing what it's supposed to be doing? Are the side effects manageable, right? Is it effective? Is it not debilitating, right? And I hope that it's effective. I hope that it does what it's supposed to do, because that's what these drugs are for. Strattera, Wellbutrin, they have a purpose, right? We're not necessarily against these things, right? We like health. We like harm reduction. So let me know how that goes, Puka. Try not to be worried. It's non-narcotic. I think out of all of the ADHD medications, that one's probably the least dangerous. But I'm not an expert on it, but it being non-narcotic, I think, is a huge deal. Huge deal. Good morning, Candy's Life. Good to see you. How you doing? Oh, don't be sorry. You're okay. I'm late frequently, so I get it. I support you. I'll tell the Admiral you were on time. Tina Marie says supportive hugs to those who need them, and ones for everyone. Thank you for that, Tina. Carry On says, I hope everyone will have the best day. Carry On also says, dream journal. I have never done that. Usually I forget my dreams after 30 minutes. That's about par for the course, right? Honestly, I'll forget them in 10 minutes, man. They'll go so fast. Poof, they're gone. Journaling them sounds great. Again, be careful. The rabbit hole will get deeper. And like, it's not like you can just hop off the train, right? You can just stop dream journaling. It's fine, right? It's not that big a deal. But expect the rabbit hole to get deeper. You're going to definitely delve deeper into your subconscious with dream journals. 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Dream journals are really important, says Shannon. Do you dream journal, Shannon? That's way cool. I'm still a little I'm still a little scared to do it again. Uh, but I'm in a pretty good position. Maybe it's a good time. I have some of the wildest dreams. You guys want to hear about one of my craziest dreams ever? Mm. All right, one of my craziest dreams ever. Let's see if I can remember this. I was hanging out with a friend of mine. Wait, no. I was hanging out with Donkey Kong and some girl that I didn't recognize. She was like blonde. She had like jeans on and some regular shirt. I didn't really see her face, but it was just like a blonde girl was hanging out with me and Donkey Kong. And I think she had like a machete sticking out of her pants or something. I remember noticing. I was like, "Huh, she's like armed. Okay, that's weird." But me and DK and this girl in my dream, were walking into a maze and we were chasing after killer clowns. It gets weirder. So like we're walking into the maze. I'm in the back, the girl's in front of me, and Donkey Kong's on point, because he's the point man. And we go into this maze. Donkey Kong takes a left, and there's like a big portrait on the wall, right as you walk up and take a left, and it's of a clown, which we're chasing after clowns. So DK takes a left. The girl's walking up. She's about to take a left. The clown picture winks at her. And I'm like, oh, she's with the clowns. And she takes a left. So I'm like running to catch up. I was like a little behind. I'm like shouting for Donkey Kong. I'm like, dude, she's going to get you. And I round the corner and there's the frog princess, like as big as a house, just giant. It's like a toad with a cape and a crown on, and just grabs Donkey Kong with its tongue and eats him. And he's like Donkey Kong's like head and one shoulder and arm are like as he like goes into this frog's mouth. And then I'm like, no. And then the frog eats me, and I woke up. And that's it. That was one of my craziest dreams ever. That's like a Stephen King dream, huh? Scrolling down, Kathy Kewen, thank you so much for your unending support. If I write down my dreams, Stephen King would be jealous. I'm telling you what, I bet you he writes his dreams down. That must be his secret. You know what I mean? And I don't doubt that at all, Kathy. I think that I might be able to rival you, or at least share some interesting tidbits. Right? Maybe we could share ideas for books and whatnot. But it gets crazy in there. It gets wild in the subconscious, especially when you're putting fuel in there. Right? When you're writing it down and you're teaching that muscle to do that more. It's a strong muscle that we don't really use a whole lot. And I don't think it's a muscle, right? But we're comparing it to a muscle. Absolutely, Candy. I got your back. I dream of mazes regularly. I wonder what that means. I feel like there's got to be something to it, right? More to it than not to it. Nothing to it but to do it. Anyways, just talking, just messing around, messing about. Maybe this was a prophecy about dealing with those jesters. If that's the case, my psychic intuition was like 10, 15 years ahead. I had that dream when I don't remember where I lived. I think I lived in Chicago. I'm not sure though. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. Maybe you do. I lived with my uncle my senior year in Illinois. Been there, done that. Do you try to figure out what your dreams mean, if anything? Yes, but with a caveat. Like, I'm curious, but not like I'm not going to, if I come to a conclusion, I'm going to accept that it might not be right. I'm just, it's more of fun, right? I'm not going to become a professional like dream reader because I'm not, there's no expectations on it, right? I will try to figure out what it means, but I'm not going to give it too much weight, right? Because maybe I'm wrong, right? I don't know. Dreams are wild. I'm definitely curious on figuring out what they mean, but I try not to put too much stock in it. That's what I'm trying to say. That was hard for me to say. I don't know why. Coming in late, did you get water, Rona Cooley? I did. And it turns out I've had cold water this whole time. I'm just a little slow on the uptake. The maintenance guy came over, and he was like, you've got no water? And I said, no water at all. And he came in there and turned the faucet on, and it worked. But I was like, what the heck? So I had been turning the hot water on, expecting cold water to come out. but you have to actually turn it to cold. Details. Details. Still no hot water. It was supposed to be fixed today. It's not. Now we're all talking about John Wayne Gacy. You guys know that show, American Horror Story? You know that show? I'm a big fan. Although, don't watch this before bedtime because you will have trouble sleeping. I can attest to that. But there is one season of that I literally cannot watch, and it's the Freak Show. There's like a killer clown or something. I don't know if you guys know about the show, but about halfway through each season, they will like big plot like reveal. Like every single season, episode 5 is like it's like everything turns on its head. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie every time, episode 5. I made it to episode 5, which I'm surprised I did with I think it was season 5, the Freak Show. I had many problems with that season up until this, but I was like, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Crazy stuff's going to happen. Episode 5, I was like, I'm done. I'm just not going to watch this season. I can't do the clowns. I can't do the kids. I'm not down. But I love that show. I tell you what, season 2, The Asylum, I loved how they mixed Nazis with Catholics with asylums and corruption. I thought that was the most tantalizing amalgam of subjects. I don't know. I tried to say that, but that's how it came out. I just can't with ugly clowns. Now, if they're pretty and cute, it's a different story, right? Yeah, the witch season was great. Have you watched all the seasons, Shannon? Because the witches come back. The witches come back. The witches come back. You got to check it out if you haven't seen them come back. I think it was like season 3 or something. I forget which one it was, but they were pretty early on, the coven, right? But I can't remember if they came back for 2 or 3. Like they end up doing more witch stuff at least once, maybe twice. Season 5 was the hotel one, right? I liked the hotel one. The Freak Show one, I guess I'm getting we're going to look it up. I'm getting the numbers wrong for sure. Let's see. Oh, there's new stuff. I'll have to watch it. All 12 American Horror Story seasons ranked. I guess that's fine. I don't really want them to be ranked. I just want a list. Oh, here, let's go to Wikipedia. That's better. All right. Yep. Coven was 3. Freak Show was 4. Hotel was 5. You're totally right. 1984. Did I see that one? I saw the double feature. I did not see New York City or Delicate. Ooh, there's a lot. Although, maybe I did see some of the New York City. Trying to remember. That show gets so dark, it's hard to watch for extended periods of time. I have to do it in bursts. We're talking about American Horror Story, Flick Fox. Yeah, the witches get intertwined in all the seasons. That's right. The Gaga season. That's right. I love Lady Gaga. I'm not going to lie. I don't really listen to her music, but I think she's great. I'm a big fan. Oh, the Freak Show. That was a great one for me. I have friends that love this season. I feel like everyone has a different one because what American Horror Story is doing is appealing to your sensibilities and your actual fears, right? So like, I'm not down with the Freak Show one. Like that one freaks me out. But the Asylum one, I'm down, right? I have friends that can't do the Asylum one. That's the most common one I hear that people are not down with. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it. The camp season, yeah, I love that one. It's probably pretty visceral for you, though, the whole going to camp, the whole Jason parallel, except I think they wasn't the killer in that season like an actual famous killer? Richard Ramirez or something like that? He like claimed to talk to the devil. I can't remember. I think it's FX. I can't remember though. I used to watch it on Netflix, but I don't pay for that anymore. Sassy Savage says, my dreams are always everyday life. Just in a parallel or past life. They linger, stay, and I always go back. Don't have nightmares or unrealistic dreams. Very vivid. High sense to emotions and energy. Interesting. I also have dreams like this, but they're not always that way. Sometimes they're like fantastically fanciful, and I don't know why. I had a dream once that I was playing soccer and the field. So let's say this rectangle is the field, then there's stands, and then there was a drop off like a cliff. Like we were on this cube of land or whatever. We were on this giant cube in a roaring, storming ocean. So we're playing soccer on a field that's like tipping and turning and churning, and there's people in the stands, right? But that's the only thing. Like it's just the field, the stands, and us. And then there's just stormy seas and like the most ridiculous stuff going on. I had a dream like that once. That was pretty cool. Pretty wild to play soccer when the ground underneath you is moving. I'd be down to be a vampire, but only if I had someone to stalk the night with me for eternity. I wouldn't want to go it alone. Yeah, Nazis are a hard trigger for many. I can totally understand why. Pretty evil stuff, you know? You know, it's not often you get a pretty clear, cut and dry evil. Hitler's cut and dry evil, yo. He was like, I'm going to take over the world. I mean, it's pretty evil. There's not really a whole lot of space for negotiating that one. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Thank God that's in the past, right? Holy crap. Didn't Tommy say that the two of you were going to do a show about dreams? Did I miss it? If you did, you didn't miss it, and I don't remember if you said that or not. Who wants to live forever? Mocked says, I don't think that I do. That's for sure. I mean, again, I would only be down if I had someone to live forever with me. But I have to say, even in that, like you could still just stake yourself, right? If you were done. Stake yourself. Get staked. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. I think it's time that I ate some food and started my day. I hope you guys have a wonderful one. Again, it's hump day, guys. Let's make it the best. Let's make it a great day. We are almost to the weekend. We can make it. Good luck confronting your trauma, right? Good luck looking it in the face, walking through the fire, coming out okay. If any of you need anything, reach out to me. If, let me know how this goes for you. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you today. Thanks for showing up, everyone. I love it. I love that y'all are here with me, and I love doing it. So we'll see you later on. All right. Much love. Captain Calhoun out.